Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today in this video I'm going to teach you guys on how to create classes in Node.js and how to add properties, define arguments, etc. So let's get started and here we go. So first of all, as you can see, we start the class with the keyword class first, and after that we define the name of the class. So let's just name this class something like random. And here we have the constructor is basically like the main function of the class, which takes in arguments of any parameters we pass from the main file. So for example, we have height, age and name here, and so in order to define the class we use a keyword this is basically defining the class itself. So height equals to height, the argument we are going to take. Alright, now we have an example here. So basically what we're going to do is pass the arguments like height, age and name, and then we're going to make a function to output every data we need in here itself. So let's see what we can do. And one thing you guys should notice that when you are in a class, you don't use keywords like function or anything like that. You just start off with the name itself. So it's like output arguments in here. For this case we don't need an argument, as we introduce the arguments of the class itself. So let's see, so log this point height. Actually we can just use this literal strings, template strings, and let's see height this point height, age this point age. Alright guys, so now it's going to log the height, age and name parameter. So let us test this class out. So what we would want to do first is call out the class by doing a simple example like var class equals to new rand 5 centimeter 12. Just an example guys, it's not enough, so I don't know. Alright, so I will not call out the class itself and pass certain arguments to the constructor itself. So so we're going to now call the output function on this. So let's see what happens. Console class. Testing. Let's hope it works right. My god. Alright guys, so let us test it out and see what it says. Alright, so no testing. Alright, so we have an error here and we have to fix it. So as you can see, we are calling the class before even defining it. So we have to first define the class and move these code after defining the class, which means Node.js will first find a class and then execute the above code successfully. So let us see what happens now. There you go. So as you can see, we don't really need this because we are already outputting the code in there. So testing, there you go, an example right there. And if you want to see it in the if you guys want to see it as the raw property, so here it goes. see, give me a second. Alright, as you guys can see, there's a bunch of stuff, properties in here like height, age, name, etc. They are jumbled into a property of the arguments we have passed and defined in the constructor itself. So you can also just do add a new property, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's test this. So this example was actually meant to be for single instance. As you can see, if you define two new properties, it will create a new property for the data you passed in. So as you can see, we have two separate data here from the class itself, and classes are pretty much easy to use if you know how to use it. And we can also do something like, let's create an object with both the properties in it. So for example, let's do something like let object equals to, okay, here we go. Now we will create the object here. So new random. Alright guys, so let us make a function which returns the data of height, age, name separately. So for example, we can make something like alright, let us just remove this. So get height, return this point height, get age, there are many ways to do this, but I'm just showing you guys an example of how we can actually do it. So just take this as an example so you guys can actually understand a lot more, and either ways it's going to help you. So let's see what we can do now. We're passing the two parameters in here. So let's now create the object. So you can do something like bg class void name. So before testing this, let us first see the output this is returning. So it can be something like there you go. So now we can finally create a property in here. So it can be something like class get name equals to, let us maybe add height or whatever. So we can do something like class point height. For the separate one, so let's see what our object has become now. Okay, good, looks good. Looks nice. Yep. So that's how you actually create multiple objects using the class itself. Using class, you can do a lot of things. Like, it gets way more easier to manage your properties rather than using the raw codes and all that, and making your code look even messier. Is when you can just use a class, and that's what makes it easier for you guys to manage properties and do a lot of stuff like I'm doing right now. We can also do something like let's see, Give me a second, guys. Alright guys, this is not everything, so we can now actually define properties like height, name, age and all that. So let's create a property for the name itself, so it can be like height equals to this class point get height comma age. So that's all you guys need to do right now. It's just an example, so I won't make it that long anyway. So it can be so let us see the output it returns now. So there you guys go, guys. Okay, we forgot the parameter part. So there you go. Each property has its own unique height, age right now. So like you can see the name here. It's, I don't know, whatever random word. It has its own unique property like height, age, etc. And the other property has it as well. So we can also use a for loop, I guess. Yeah, but this is also an easier way of doing it. We can also create a separate file and find a class from there itself. So I don't know if you guys want to see it, but yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to comment and like. I will make more videos about classes soon, and I'm really releasing this code on some website, I guess, so you guys can use it as an example. So yeah, see you guys next time.